Hello and welcome to part two of our magazine review of Practical Classics March to April edition. And we're kicking off part two here with Memory Lane. So who remembers 1986? This is Kingston upon Thames. So let's see some of the cars we've got here. So we've got what could be a Volkswagen Scirocco maybe? There's a 2CV hiding in there. We've got a Carlton or an Opel Record. We've got I think that's a Leyland National there. Then we've got a Volvo 300 series, or originally was going to be a DAF. So this is Kingston Bus Station in London. There's a Cortina there, and there's a Capri. And right there is a Nissan Skyline. So what happened in 1986? The National Bus Company, which was London Country, was a division, was deregulated so the individual companies could be privatised. National had been formed in 1969 as a nationalised operator. But between July 86 and April 88 it was split into 70 units and sold off. The double N logo was last used by 2003 by National Express. What was in the movies in 1986? It was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the story of a teen who steals his father's Ferrari. The car in question is a 1961 250 GT California Spider. So what was in the charts in 1986? So we've got Jackie Wilson sets the record for the longest time between a single being released and hitting number one. His 1957 song Reet Petite is the UK's Christmas number one for 29 years on, thanks to its use in a Levi's jeans advert. So what new cars could you buy in 1986? You could get yourself an Aston Martin V8 Zagato. The Citroen AX launched. You could get yourself a Lamborghini LM002, which I believe might be that car there. The Rover 800 came out. And if you really wanted a fancy wee car, you could have a Volkswagen Polo G40. Now, I'm sure the G40, was that the supercharged one? I'm not too sure. Answers in the comments section below. Cars of the decades in 1970. So you had the Allegro. This is a Team PC selects its top 10 cars from the decades. So Danny Hopkins just chosen the Austin Allegro. John Simister has chosen the Hillman Imp. Now, the Hillman Imp was built at Linwood in Paisley, Renfrewshire. And if you follow the Up and Down channel, you will know that Rich, who runs the channel, has an Imp powered by a VTR engine. Keith Adams has chosen an SD1. I've always liked the SD1. The fact that it looks so ahead of its time. Even now, they still look amazing. But would I have an SD1? I'd love to see one up close and have a wee driver one. Just see what it's like. So let's continue on. Matt Tompkins has chosen the XJS, and Joe Vollins has chosen a Lotus Esprit. Check out that seat fabric on that Lotus. I'm not sure if that's the That was the Lotus that was to be used in the James Bond film. Yeah, it was. It was. It is that shape of spree. Uh, spree that went underwater. Um, Charlotte Rowden has chosen a Bond bug. Theo Ford Sagers has chosen a Range Rover Classic, the original Range Rover. And this styling of the Range Rover made it a classic, an icon. James Walsh has chosen a Citroen GS. And Matt George has chosen a Mark I Ford Escort. Now, I might be a wee bit controversial here, but to me, for me, the Mark I Escort doesn't do it for me. I was always sort of a fan of a Mark II onwards. Mark II, Mark IV, Mark V, 6. I was never really a fan of the Mark I or Mark III Escorts. I just don't know why. Lisa Marie Johnson has chosen a Mark I Golf. And here is start of the features. This is Winter Warmers. Team PC heads from west to east across South Wales in our £1,000 chariots. So here we go. We've got St David's. Now, first time I heard about St David's was in the Hubnut video, when he took on a tour. Wales, he took her to St David's. That was the first time I've seen the place. So this is St David's Cathedral here. And the cars in question in our £1,000 chariots, we've got a Ford Puma, an MGF, Morris Minor, and a Merc E-Class. And this here is St David's Lifeboat Station. And there's some routine checks happening on the car. High up in the Brecon Beacons. Some members of the Pembrokeshire Classic Car Club wave the team off at White Sands Bay. Some lovely unspoilt villages in Pembrokeshire and Carmarthenshire. So the boys assemble ready for the big journey from the most westerly road to the most easterly. Now there's a sight to behold. Up through the drizzly Purcell Hills, Matt's Minor sets the pace towards Newcastle Emlyn. The dull weather doesn't stop us enjoying the twisty Welsh roads. So here we are in Murford Tydfil. That's, if I can pronounce that right. Shall carry on. And the only issue that we had was the Morris suffered fuel starvation. There's the MG and the Puma. And what we've achieved goes beyond a simple road trip. So we've proved that we can use these cars and just go on on and on. They can be used and they can be reliable. Here's an advert for Machine Mart. Our double page spread for Machine Mart. If you're based in Scotland, there's a few in Scotland. We've got Dundee, Edinburgh, Glasgow, I think we've only got 3 in Scotland, so Dundee, Edinburgh and Glasgow. Wooden Wonder. John Boggis of Lymington had always wanted a Marcos made of wood. So it took 3 years to restore this Marcos, and the estimated cost was £7,000. So this, I believe, is a 1600 GT with a Ford Crossflow engine. And here's the letters page. Quick posts on Facebook. Jag, and sorry to see my old car. Rest in peace. An old Vanden Plavia. And the monthly crossword to win some beer. So we've got Memories of Abingdon in the 70s. So Abingdon, I believe, is where they built MGBs or MGs. Childhood Memories of the Ford Puma. Rags to Riches. More quick posts here. Something for the ladies. Best books, racing and sports car chassis design. And Cuddling and a Kissing. Regarding a bit of hanky-panky news about the best cars to enjoy relationships. Phase 2 Standard Vanguard. So that's a reader's hanky-panky car. So this is your cars. So let's have a look this month. What have we got? So my 16-month COVID restoration. A Reliant Scimitar GTE SE5. I'm not going to say it, but Princess Anne had one of them. Oh, I've said it. Drat. This is a 1975 Volkswagen T2 Westphalia. 205 brake horsepower. 208 brake horsepower. And we've got 2 Vauxhalls. So we've got a Vauxhall Cresta and a 1984 Vauxhall Senator. Humber Scepter Mark I. And a Oldsmobile 98 Holiday Coupe. So that's it for part 2 of this review of Practical Classics magazine. Watch out for part 3 coming in the next couple of days, and we shall catch you in a future video.